The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Cowboys StoryLine, brought to you by Gillette, the official razor of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
What's up, and welcome to Cowboys StoryLine. It is Tuesday, July 29th. Seems to be a holiday around here with the Dallas Cowboys. We'll get to that in a second. But I'm Nick Eatman, and it is Tuesday, July 29th. This is Cowboys StoryLine. If you didn't hear that already, let's talk some Cowboys football. Let's talk about the players that are on the field and I guess the ones that aren't. That's the big news here with this team right now, is the fact that there's been so many injuries. We were discussing it just last night on how many players and what is normal, what's a normal amount of injuries. I would say the first week anywhere between 4 to 5, 6 guys, but we're down to 9 right now. 9 guys, I guess up to 9. Up to 9 players that are banged up, and the most recent was Kalen Carson this morning. He's got a knee injury. He'll be out about 4 to 6 weeks, hyperextension there. The bigger news of them all was Tyler Guyton. We'll get to that, all of that here in a second. Let's make sure we get our phone numbers out here. 214-387-1659. We already have 2 callers on the line, so let's just go ahead and get to that. And I think here over the course of the next few minutes, we will get to all the injuries and kind of discuss all the stuff that's going on too, good and bad. There's been some signings as well, maybe not the one you thought was going to happen, but we can talk about Jake Ferguson and what that means. All right, let's start it off. Michael, Bowling Green, Kentucky, he's first. What's up?
Hey, man, what's up?
Oh, what is up with you?
On your last show in June, you said all the Yetis were shipped, and the very next day, Brown Santa Claus come pulling up.
Okay. Are you referring to UPS, I hope?
I'm referring to UPS. Yeah, I got my Yeti.
Okay, good. I don't want to hear stories that they didn't come through. But
No, mine came through, and I love it. It's awesome. I'm proud to have it.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad. You're one of the top guys for us, man. You're a first teamer, and you're one of the reasons we've had a successful show here in the first couple of seasons. So
I know. I can't believe it's 3rd season.
Season 3, huh?
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
I remember the very first show I did right out here, Baking in the Sun. It was like right in the afternoon, and a 30-minute show with no callers. And it was pretty cool. But I like this format much, much better.
All right, I got a quick question. I want to know your opinion on this, and then I'll let somebody else get in.
Cool.
I heard on a podcast recently that if these 3 things happen this season, the Cowboys will be a favorite to win the Super Bowl. And they are, number 1, we're going to have 4 Pro Bowlers on the defense. 4 Pro Bowlers on their defense. We're going to have Booker as the 5th best offensive lineman, and we're going to have number 3. We're going to have him 800 to 900 yards receiving and 8 to 9 touchdowns, which means CD is the number 1 is going to have more than that. What's your opinion of that?
Which one of those 3 do you think is the least realistic? I'll get your opinion.
The least? Oh, man. I can see the defense possibly, but, I mean, I don't believe Booker's going to be the 5th.
No.
That means, everybody else has got to step up even better, and I think Booker's going to be awesome. I think that would be my least.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that one. Okay, that's a good stuff. I don't know where I hadn't heard that before. That's very specific. That's cool. That's what a podcast is supposed to be. But thank you for that, and I'll address it. Again, thanks for the call. I'm a little hesitant because I'm not sure exactly where that came from. So I don't want to sit there and say I disagree. Opinions are opinions, though. We talk about it all the time. They're undefeated. So if someone thinks that way, I think that's a little that's a little strong. 4 Pro Bowlers on the defense. I don't think that has to happen for this team to be successful. I mean, some of the better defenses, even back in the 90s, had teams that had good players, maybe 1 or 2 great players, but 4 on the defense does seem a little extreme. Micah would be one for sure. I could see, Bland maybe at corner if he has a big year. But the thing with Bland is that he's going to have to, he'll get some interceptions here and there, but he gives up some plays too. We'll see if he has a better season when it comes to just straight up coverage. Malik Hooker had a really nice practice yesterday. He was looking like a guy that was a first round pick and a playmaker. Osa could be that guy. Maybe one of the linebackers. Maybe Kenneth Murray. But 4 just seems a little high there. I don't think it has to happen. If one of them is outstanding, if Mike is outstanding and he makes everyone around him better and having good years, and they all have some really big plays here and there, that can work. Maybe two Pro Bowlers, maybe 3. Booker is the 5th best lineman. I don't see that one. I hope not, because that's not what you drafted. You didn't draft that guy to be your 5th best lineman. You drafted him to be, a Pro Bowl guard at some point. First year, maybe second year. That's why you draft him at that spot. He's probably not going to be better than Tyler Smith. But I would imagine as the season ends, I would think he could be your 2nd best lineman. That's what I would hope, at least. And then the last part, Pickens, 800 to 900 yards. I mean, Pickens is such a big player. He could be like your Alvin Harper type guy, where he could just maybe not going to catch a lot of passes, but he's going to have some big plays, because that's what's going to be open for him. So, anyways, good show, good call to start us off here. Let's go to Rick in Massachusetts next.
Hey Nick, how you doing?
Hey Rick, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Yesterday was kind of a whirlwind when you hear the news about Tyler Guyton, and
Yes.
everybody's fingers dropped, and then an hour later we go, oh, okay, what a relief.
Yeah, that was a roller coaster, wasn't it? I mean, it was, because usually when that happens, when you hear, hey, they're fearing an ACL tear, especially for a team that's had so many of them and understands kind of what that is like and looks like and feels like, you think that's going to be the case. So for that not to happen, that was a really big sigh of relief for Guyton and for the team.
Yeah, a couple of questions for you. What do you think is going to, who do you think will be the starter at left tackle? Will it be Adenji or Richards or Nathan Thomas?
Great question, and they're going to probably battle it out. I mean, I think that it's not just going to be one guy getting it, and that's what makes it kind of tough, because you want continuity on the line. You want these 5 working together, but you have to figure out who they are first. And so they would love for it to be Awesome Richards. That would be awesome for them, because they drafted him and they've developed him, and they think he can be pretty good. I have this feeling it's going to be Adeniji. He started in the Super Bowl. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that you were great. But I mean, he's got experience. He's been around. He's been on good teams. That Bengals offense was good, and he was one of the tackles for that. So he didn't hurt them for sure. Now that offensive line wasn't the best, but I think he's a guy that's got experience. I just kind of think it's going to be Adeniji if they don't go and get someone else from the outside. Got any more questions, or is that it for us, Rick?
No, they said hearing about Caleb Carson. No, look, DB cornerback room is really going to be hurting.
Yeah, it is hurting for sure. Literally, they're hurting in that cornerback room for sure. Rick, I'll address that here off the air. Thanks for the call. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk about cornerbacks just for a second. Kalen Carson, hyperextension in his knee, out 4 to 6 weeks. This is a room that already has rehab injuries with Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Revel. And then Andrew Booth has been banged up as well. So and Josh Butler started out on PUP. So they've got a cornerbacks on the roster, but they're not all ready to play. So that's why they went out and got Matthew from he's been around from the Ravens, Cardinals, signed him to the roster today. He was worked out yesterday. Maybe they had a feeling that Carson that was coming down the pike for him. But it's certainly been a tough start for this team injury wise, and especially when they pile up at one position, which is happening at the cornerback position. All right, we're gonna try to move to our next caller here, Antonio in Houston. Antonio, what's up?
Hey, Nick, how you doing, man? What's going on?
Hey, man, thanks for the call. You're a first-time caller, right?
Yes, sir. Let me say this real quick. Please believe that Cowboys Nation has a strong hold down here in Houston.
Oh, yeah.
I know sometimes, we always talk about that Dallas-Houston rivalry, but I promise you this, Nick. I mean, of course, I'm not going to go over your head. You're the expert.
No.
Listen to this. People think that the biggest rival to the Cowboys is the Eagles or whoever, whatnot, maybe the Niners. And even though it makes no sense because we're NFC and they're AFC, but being a Cowboys fan in Houston, well, I'm telling you, it's a badge of honor because they're just mad that we exist. I'm like, but I mean, come on. But anyways,
you know what?
That's a whole nother. That's not the reason why I called.
Okay, first of all, Antonio, I just want to say here we go from Dak. Even though we haven't heard that really a whole lot anymore, he's not really doing that a lot. And we don't have our dropout here, but that's what happens when we talk first-time callers. We kind of give you a shout out there. So I'm glad you were able to get in. And let me say this too about Houston. I think they're more upset because they're not the Cowboys' biggest rival at all. Now, I think for them it is. It's a rivalry.
No, I tell you what,
but I
wish.
Yeah.
I wish. I mean, okay, look at it like this. And of course, I know there's a lot that goes into scheduling each year, but I know that the California teams find a way to play each other each year. I know the Florida teams. Really, this should be a every season type of matchup, especially now that they're going to be adding. Well, of course, we already added 17 games.
Now they're going to get to 18 games. I'm 100% with you. I've been saying that. Thank you, Chris. Wind's blowing around here. I've said this 100 times, thousands of times. If they go to 18-game schedule, I think they should have a geographical rival every year. And Giants, Jets. And Texans, Cowboys. I mean, and some teams it's not natural. It wouldn't be a natural fit. But the first time you fight someone, then all of a sudden it's a big rivalry, and you do it every year, then that becomes a rival. But I 100% think they should do that with this 18th game because it also will cut down on travel as well. And I would definitely do that.
Of course, yeah. Okay, so the main reason why I called was first a question, then like a small little comment. Now, and like I said, I'll defer to you because you probably know better than this. Isn't there like something in the NFL PA system where they do all that negotiating stuff that isn't it illegal? Or not illegal, but can be fined or whatever if a owner tries to get a deal done without the agent? And I mean, of course, I know they can talk to each other. So, you remember if you want to rewind back to around draft time when they were like, "Hey, I think we're pretty close to getting the deal done." And I mean, of course, I'm on the outside looking in, but I'm assuming that the ownership would present an offer, the player and his representative, his agent, would look at it, maybe make the counter, and go from there. So, of course, whenever you ask Jerry, he's like, "Well, I'm not going to talk about that." Mike is going to, they're both like politicians. They're not going to, they'll speak around it, but they won't give you the details. So I'm like, I guess my question is like, where are we in the deal? Has Jerry or Steven actually presented on paper? Here is our offer. This much money, this much years. Of course, we're not going to know the details about the actual number in the years. But have they done that? Is Micah and his agent looking at it, or are we totally out of it? So I guess that's my question. Like, have they gone through the proper channels? And my comment is this, and I want to rewind 1 year back when we were dealing with the CD situation. And when Jerry Jones had that interview with Stephen A. Smith, he says nobody is better than me than this. And while I give Jerry his credit, he is a great businessman. And I'm not even going to talk about the past 30 years because that's beating a dead horse. But you can't tell me, even though I hate the Eagles, Jerry can't look in the mirror and say he has not done better than Howie Roseman or whatever Roseman's name is. Right. The Eagles GM, how they look, or even though they're in the same boat with us. The Niners, believe the Niners have made it farther. The Rams, I would literally trade their past 10, even the Niners, because at least they made 2 Super Bowls and lost. I would literally trade the last 10 years for the Niners, the Rams, and the Eagles for the past Cowboys team. I can't see, unless it's just pride or hubris, that they can't like take some sort of tips or details of that. I mean, holding out to have these players. I mean, as far as front ends go, you got to admit those other guys have at least done more. I mean, that's my point. Is this? So, I don't know, Jerry. Maybe he just. I wish he would at least look at that instead of just thinking whatever. But yeah, that's basically why I'm calling. So sorry if that's a little bit of a ramble.
It's
trying to get
okay.
off
It's your
chest.
first call, and that you got a lot of stuff to catch up on. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call, Antonio. I'll call back
Appreciate
again.
the call, Nick. I'll try to call back later on in the season if I can.
Definitely. Thank you. All right. Lot to unpack there. I just don't get into. I don't get into the other players and their contracts because it's hard enough keeping up with this team as it is. And then I don't know the negotiations and how far and how long it's gone. The only one I've kind of heard of a little bit is obviously Cincinnati, Hendrickson. That thing's dragging out. And that thing, I think, does have a direct effect on the Cowboys here with Micah Parsons, too. To go back to the question about Micah and have they gone through all the steps, I mean, I just have a hard time believing that they haven't talked. I don't. I'm not buying that one. They haven't talked. They don't know. There hasn't been an offer. I think there is an understanding of where things are with what each side is looking for. And I kind of think that's what it was with Dak. I think it's what it was with CD. And the Cowboys got to that number. But Dak went down on his number surprisingly. Dak didn't just start at 60. And if you believe that, you're wrong. It was higher than that. And CD didn't just start at 34. It was higher than that. And they had to get to that. And then as the negotiations go on, then it was a new target number for both sides. And then they finally got there. So I don't know the whole deal. I know that they want to go last. I know Micah's team wants to be last. And right now, Hendrickson is still out there. Do I think that really affects the Cowboys? I don't think it should. In fact, if I was Micah's agent, I don't know if I would want to wait for Hendrickson. Because what if he's down there in the 35 range or whatever, and he had led the league in sacks last year? I don't know if that's a great thing for that side to do, because then that'll only let the Cowboys say, well, this is what the sack leader got, So if it's going to have to be 41.1, to be the highest, we know that that's where it is. But I'm sure it's a little bit more complicated than that. I don't know all of the details. None of us do. And it doesn't sound like there's a ton of details to talk about. All right, let's go to Lester in Minnesota. Lester, what's up, man?
Hey, Nick. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. And I just saw on the not waiver wire, but my internet that we got some injuries, man. Carson's and Guyton. Any more injuries I should know about?
Well, you mean the other 7? I can run down the list. I'll do it when this call's over. I'll run down all the list, and one of those 9 is supposed to be coming back soon, so it's getting better. But yeah, I mean, I think two guys out 4 to 6 weeks, one guy out probably for the whole season. I mean, we'll see on Rob Jones. They're saying 2 to 3 months, but it's broken bones in his neck. I have a hard time thinking he's going to be back sooner than that. Yeah. But who knows? Who knows? But you got to remember.
I mean, it's looking.
Go ahead.
It's looking like we're having like a really physical training camp, and that's good, man.
One
Jimmy
would
Johnson
think
used to do that.
It sure does look that way. But believe me, this is not the taping of the program 2. Okay, this is not. They're not hitting each other out there like that. It doesn't look any different than what we've seen hitting wise. It's just bad luck, I guess. I'm not sure.
Okay. So what do you think, man? What do you think so far this first week of training camp?
Well, it's just hard to not even talk about the injuries. I mean, you'd like to think they're getting good work in. What I like is the defense wins sometimes, the offense wins sometimes. That's what you want in practice. You just don't want it one way or the other. Both sides are looking pretty good. Now, the offense is not getting the best look in the world because Micah's not there. You can't tell me these, and so these offensive tackles aren't going up against the absolute best pass rush that they'll be able to see during the season, which is good because the offensive tackles are getting banged up there, and they're already down to their second and third team anyway. So overall, it's been good. It's been spirited, but the injuries are dominating the storylines right now because every single day it's been someone else. Since they put the pads on Sunday, there's been four significant injuries.
Wow. That's all I have.
All right,
man. I just
Lester.
want to get an injury report, basically.
Okay, well, have a good day. I'll run this down here for you guys real quick. Thanks for the call. All right, so injury-wise, since I've kind of put this in order, and I don't mean to put this in a priority order, but just or how significant. But this is all subject to opinion. But Tyler Guyton, we thought he was going to be out for the season. Yesterday, we had a knee injury. That was the reports that's what the Cowboys were fearing. It turned out it was more of a bone fracture in his knee. It still sounds bad, doesn't it? But still, 4 to 6 weeks is the timetable for him. But you got to remember, this guy needs practice more than anyone. So to think that he's come right back in and take over, that seems hard to believe. So that's a tough injury for him at this time when he really, really needed to be out there. Rob Jones, broken bones in his neck. He's got a neck brace on. They're saying 2 to 3 months. I bet he'll go to IR to return. I'd have a hard time thinking he could make it back this year. But then again, who am I to say that? But that just sounds very, very optimistic. He's going to be out for a while. Brevin Spanford had a couple of really nice days at camp, and then he gets a high ankle sprain, and he's in a walking boot. I saw him rolling around in a cart here, on a little scooter cart. So he'll be out, a few weeks. Kalen Carson, hyperextension in the knee, 4 to 6 weeks. Terrence Steele had an ankle injury. He should be headed back to practice. They're being cautious with him. Deuce Vaughn, hamstring. Andrew Booth, I believe it was an ankle for him. Wanye Thomas, ankle. Paris Campbell with a foot ankle injury as well. Those guys have been kind of in and out of practice. Let's go to one caller before we go to break. Larry's in McAllen, Texas. Larry, what's up?
Nothing. How are you?
Good. First time caller?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining the show, Larry. Appreciate that.
Well, thanks.
Here we go.
I enjoy everything on DallasCowboys.com, so I really love it.
Oh, I appreciate that. I hope you love us the most.
Oh yeah. Nick Eatman, you're head of my head of my list on things I watch and the things that you write on DallasCowboys.com.
I appreciate that. Hey, we have a strong team, in my opinion. We have a lot of really good voices and in the shows. I mean, it's hard to keep up with all of it. I know you guys try your best, but man, we're throwing different podcasts and stories up there as faster than anybody.
For sure.
So what do you got, man? What do you got for me?
Well, so I've watched the Dallas Cowboys for years. I mean, since even before Aikman, and Danny White and just different ones. And every team that I've ever seen that has gone to the Super Bowl has had excellent backups in areas. So my question for you is, our cornerback room may not look the best without Diggs, with Diggs gone and Bland kind of all nursing injuries. So do you think that Super Bowl winning teams had great backups from the backups being so great, or from the coaching staff able to coach them up?
Well, that's a great question, and I've been saying this a lot lately. both things can be true. I think it is it's a system, and it usually starts with the coaches and has the guys in place to step in when there is an injury. I know Mike McCarthy's teams in Green Bay, the team that won the Super Bowl 45 at AT&T Stadium. I mean, they had 17 injuries. 17 guys went to IR that year. Now, wasn't Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that wasn't one of them, but they did have a lot of injuries, and they overcame adversity, and I think that does start with a coaching staff and a system, a support system there, where guys come in and they know exactly what's being asked of them. But I will say this: if you lose, if you lose the wrong player at the wrong time, it's going to affect you. I mean, I know that the Patriots went to the playoffs, 10 out of 11 years or something like that, and Tom Brady was hurt in the year that they didn't go. I mean, that's not a coincidence to me. So it's a little bit of both for me. You can't suffer too many of great players, injuries to those great players.
Right. So how do you feel like our coaches are coaching them right now as far as just the backups? I mean, what have you seen from the backups?
Well, I mean, I think you have some pretty good depth there at some positions, but it's really tough to tell right now. They've only had they've had 2 padded practices. They're not even really tackling each other, so it's so tough to see. I say this all the time. Is the linebacker making the play because he went out into the flat and he met Javonte Williams on the screen pass? Did he make the play, or did he miss the tackle? And did the running back go 15 yards? Or did the running back go 15 yards and then fumble? I mean, we're doing the best we can to evaluate, but, man, it's so tough to tell until you really get in there. And we're just kind of speculating. Yeah, these guys look pretty good. At times the receivers look really good. Well, are they good? Or is the cornerbacks, injuries, up to 10 to 15 injuries, and they're not? I mean, they're about to play Chris Beam out there at corner. So, I mean, I'm just saying it's just tough to evaluate it. He's backpedaling right now. He's ready to roll. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that, it's just tough to put your finger on exactly what you're seeing, and I don't want to dodge the question, but I don't want to get too ahead of it, and it's annoying when you see it. And there's people that out here, they do it. They got it all broken down on who's doing what. And this guy's having a great camp. I mean, it's still early and it's still tough to tell.
So you're saying time will tell?
Time will tell. Time will tell. It always does. It always does. But I mean, if you want, if you're one of those, and people are out there, they want to buy into these guys. There's bloggers. There's podcasters that are out here, and they're taking notes, and they've got their top 10 players, and all that sounds good. But trust me, you get to the first preseason game, and a guy that's been having the outstanding camp, like Jaden Blue is considered to have an outstanding camp. I mean, he hasn't been tackled. But, if he fumbles one time in that Rams game, I mean, he's not going to be having an outstanding camp. You know what I mean? So we know this, and time will tell, and there's some guys that we're really, really excited to see when the pads come on, not just in that game, but also when the Rams come in for a scrimmage. I think we'll be able to tell a little bit more there. I mean, a one-day practice, not really scrimmage, but a one-day practice. All right, Larry. Well,
okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you for the call. Really good to hear from you, Larry, from McAllen, Texas, first-time caller. Make sure and call back as well. Let's go to break here on the Cowboys Storyline. Take our first one. We'll be right back after this.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storylines.
Welcome back to Cowboys Storyline here. Nick Eatman, Tuesday, July 29th. That would be Dak Prescott's birthday. Oh, our Cowboys social team is all over that one, saying happy birthday to the Cowboys starting quarterback. Let's also talk about this training camp magazine right here, the official 2025 Dallas Cowboys Star Magazine. You see it right here, training camp previews are now available. You can get scouting reports, analysis, pull out schedule poster, articles from your favorite Cowboys writer. You can go to dallascowboys.com/star so you can make sure and get that sent to you, or you can get it online. Let's go to Rich. He's in Bakersfield, California. Rich, what's up?
How's it going, Nick? How you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for holding.
I'm glad your show is still going on strong. We met you when you told us you were getting your own show. I was one of the first ones there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
I wasn't lying, huh?
No, I'm just glad you're still going strong because I enjoy your insight. I've been following you since the break, and I know you're doing your own thing, but I love the show you're putting on, so keep at it. Keep doing a great job.
I appreciate that. You've called in before, right? We didn't get a first-time caller here. I know that you've called.
I think I've called one time when you very first started, but this is probably my second time.
Awesome. So are you coming out here? Have you already been out to camp?
You know, I was out there the first day, and I actually won tickets to tomorrow. I'm a VIP tomorrow.
All right, well, holler at me. For sure.
My question for you is, in regards to the two new guys and what you've seen so far, what kind of impact do you think Sanborn and Murray and how they've been looking on our defense?
Yeah, you know, and I just talked about how it's always tough to tell, like, just how great everybody's doing. Linebacker is one of those positions where awareness is the number one thing that you want to see right now in practice, because Kenneth Murray and Sanborn, they're both really physical players. They both had tackles seasons over 100, so they're not afraid to get after it and get guys to the ground. What we're seeing right now is just their ability to get into the hole and make the play. What I like about both of them that I've seen, and Murray missed some time because of the birth of a child, so he went to go back. I believe he went back to Dallas, but the thing with both of them that I've seen is that they're not just tacklers; they are guys that can cover down the field, and that's obviously huge. You just don't want to be on the wrong end of a mismatch, against a tight end or whatever. This team has pretty good tight ends and good slot receivers. So from what I've seen so far out of both of them, I've seen some good coverage down the field. We know they can hit and tackle, but how they're covering is pretty good right now.
That sounds really awesome. I hope our linebackers get back up to strength the way we're used to seeing them hit those tackles, cover those guys down the field, and keep doing a great show. Happy birthday, Dak, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you tomorrow.
All right, Rich. Wave to me or holler at me. I'll come up and talk to you in the VIP section, which is right over here by us, and that's where I'm trying to get the crew that's coming in next week. And I haven't heard, I don't think, from any of them that are supposed to come up here. I don't know the entire roster of people that are headed here next week. I believe it's Sunday to Wednesday. They'll be here, and we're going to see how we want to put them. We want to put them on a show up here. We want to go somewhere else to do a show. We'll figure it out. We're going to do something. Don't know exactly what that is yet, but we're in the works. But yeah, they'll be here. But still, I've met some other people already at this camp that have called in before, and I'm sure I'll talk to Rich tomorrow in the VIP section. All right, let's go to Sergeant Sue in Fort Worth. He may be one of those guys coming up here.
I will be one of those guys.
Let's
Nick,
go.
how you doing, brother?
Let's go, man.
How
I'm
you
doing
doing?
good. I'm
Man,
good.
hey, first of all, and I know I don't have to, but first of all, I apologize I haven't been calling in. I'm not a big off-season guy like I was telling Chris, man. I got a lot of other things going on and stuff, and, maybe that, I don't know. I don't think that makes me less of a fan, but, when as soon as I see the Cowboys start playing and the games start, or not the games, but the practices start going, it's in my veins, bro. I can't stay away. I love it so much, man. I'm just so pumped up, and I appreciate. Like I tell you every year, I tell Chris every year, appreciate what you guys are doing here, bro. Like I've never ever been to training camp before, and it always just seemed like a dream to me. But like you guys putting this on, along with Dylan and Irene coordinating the page, and everything just kind of happened, man. And like now I'm actually going to be able to go, and it's genuinely a dream come true, man. I thank you guys. I cannot thank you guys enough. First and foremost.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
glad
sir.
you guys are able to come do that, and especially getting out of the heat for where you are. Now don't get me wrong, man. It's still pretty hot, but not like what you guys are dealing with all the time. All right. Well, what you got on your mind?
Yes,
What
sir.
you thinking of?
Well, I wanted to call in, man. I just want to talk about, I guess they're calling him GP3 now, George Pickens. I want to talk about, like, just his attitude, man. Like, I've listened to, like, a lot of interviews that he's had and, like, little press conferences that he's had. And I don't know, man. I kind of like his attitude. I know a lot of people are kind of worried about, his attitude and how he acted. But so far, I enjoy it. I mean, he looks great on the field. He, fits the mold. I can't wait to see more of him, CD, Dak, Turpin, everybody, you know what I mean, Tolbert getting involved. Like, super excited, super excited. Second thing, I know a lot of people are worried about the injuries. And you know me, I always try to bring my positive spin on things. Hopefully the injury bug is biting a little too early. Hopefully they go ahead and the injury bug bites enough early in the season, and then we can finish off strong. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's my hope. You know what I mean? Obviously I can't tell the future, nobody can, but hopefully that's what it is, man. But nah, man, I'm back. Like I said, I told Chris I wasn't trying to stick it to the man or take a hiatus or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like some other people may be doing, but I'm here, man. I can't wait. I'm so pumped up, bro. I'm out of breath just walking back and forth in my office right now. I'm so pumped up, man. I can't wait to see you guys.
Awesome, man. We look forward to it as well, and thank you for the call, and we'll see you out here when you get out here. But nobody has to ever apologize for how they fan, especially in the middle of the summer. Heck, we don't even have shows from like mid-June to the start of camp. So I mean, everyone takes a break. You don't have to apologize for how often you call or whatever. Even if you don't call during the season, even if you do your thing, we want you to listen. We want you to be part of it, and we want you to call. But it's that's what makes. I'll say this. That's what I have to realize when I think about my job and what I have, because I'm a fan too, and I get to do this every day. And then that's why you don't do it every day, but when you can stop and think and slow down and say, all right, is this really that big a deal? Calm down. Look what you get to do. Look what your job allows you to do. Because there's people like Sergeant Sue, like all these people that are calling, that try to squeeze in their Cowboys coverage, their watching the podcast. They have to squeeze that into their life with their job and with their family and everything, and just to do this. And so that's why I don't ever try to lose sight on what we get to do for our job, and we get to provide this, because the day that stops being fun is the day I need to hang it up. But when Jerry made that comment in the press conference, he made several, but the one that stuck out to me was that he said, I haven't worked in 38 years or 35 years. I believe that. I can relate to that. This isn't really work. There's days that are better than others. But trust me, being out here and being able to talk to you guys and do this show and work with Chris and work with my team that I have, it's really not work. I say it's work, it's really not, though. It's awesome. Oh, my Lord. I'm excited about this one. Here we go. I didn't even see it pop up. Let's do this. What's up, man?
Hola, hola, hey. Rolling with kid and bleeding out.
Okay.
Dude, you got a coach out there on that field that's got a kid and play haircut, and every single time I watch a highlight, that song pops in my head.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Yeah. You know how they say nobody, really, this person needs no introduction. That's why I just went to you, man. I just went to you.
Yeah.
Let's go, though. If anyone's new, we have some first-time callers. We got some first-time listeners. So for them, I'll play the game. Randy and Texarkana. Randy, what is up? And before you go any further, give us an update of what's going on with you.
All right. Sounds good. I do want to ask this much though. I'm gonna make this my last update unless something serious happens because I don't want to wear thin on everybody with this. You know what I mean?
I get it. But you know what? We care.
Yeah.
We care.
I know.
You're our family.
I know you do.
You're a captain on this team, on the All Storyline team, and there's so many people that were reaching out and had their thoughts and prayers for you. So if we can do that, I respect what you're saying, and I get it because you don't want to make it about you. But for a second, do us a favor and fill us in.
All right. So far since the last time I called, I've had 2 surgeries and a month and a half of chemo. I still have 1 more surgery and another month and a half of chemo. And I'm going to say now that it is absolutely the toughest thing I've ever gone through in my life. It's pretty tough. It's makes you want to quit right in the middle of it. I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to push through it, dude. I'm tougher than an Indian's foot, so I'm going to get through this. But, yeah, so in total, there'll be 3 surgeries and 3 months worth of chemo. After that, I hope I'm back to my good old self again.
Man, I thought I've heard them all, but I have not heard that one, and we don't need to repeat it.
What's that? Tougher than Indian?
That's good. That's good. I like $2 steak. Tougher than a $2 steak.
Run around barefoot
I get it. No, I get it. Awesome. Let me ask you this real quick, though. I'm gonna ask you a question. My mom's pretty good cook, isn't she?
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed every bit of it. It made me want to call her back and say, hey, what else you got?
Oh, don't do it. She will.
No, I know. She'll be here.
Randy from Texarkana, Arkansas. My mother lives in Texarkana, Texas, and she has reached out, went over there, actually, and brought some food and met your family and stuff like that a few months ago, and was texted. She texted me not too long ago and gave me an update on you. So anyways, but we're so glad that you called in.
She actually texted me while I was at chemo to let me know your show had started, and I was like, that was awesome. That was awesome.
She's always gonna be a mom. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, she is.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I hope the chemo goes well. Just wanted you to know, though, my son's show is starting. If you want to jump in, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Shout out to my mother, Camille, and Rob that are watching. They watch every show. All right, Randy, let's go. We'll talk to me. What do you got?
All right, so. I hope I'm not stepping on any of the other calls, what they may have brought up. I hadn't been able to listen. But backup quarterback situation. Now, I understand we don't know what the coaches are telling these guys. The fact that he tucks and runs so much and won't make the throw, they may be telling him to work on that. That might be something that's actually planned. We don't know. But to us, it feels like he doesn't see somebody, he's just going to take off running, which that's,
it's not always a bad thing. Not always a bad thing.
Exactly. I mean, if he cuts out for an 80-yard touchdown in the middle of the game to win it for us, we're going to love it. But
right.
With that being said, what are the chances they put a call to, say, like a Cleveland Browns that's got several low draft pick, high potential quarterbacks back there that they could maybe make a swap for or something like that? Do you think that's on the horizon, or do you think they're going to give this guy every chance to learn? Because I do understand the backstory of him not having that much playing time. I get that, us mere mortals, we couldn't go out there and do what he's doing right now. So, we do need to at least kind of cut him some slack and let the guy learn. But, it's a win now type of thing. And so I didn't know what you thought about them making some moves on the backup quarterback, and that's about all I got. Everybody else is covering everything pretty good.
Yeah, well, this is a good topic. It's something I kind of wanted to talk about too. So, as always, Randy, you're coming through. You're bringing the heat, and we're so glad that you called, man. I know you don't want to make it about you, but when I saw that pop up, it was the best thing I've seen today. Really at camp, I'm so happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
well, you know I got love for you guys. Y'all like brothers to me. It's cool. And Nick, and this is not me trying to, I don't know what the word would be, but for me, when I'm talking to you and Chris, I feel like y'all are my guys, like y'all are my buddies. And then I'll watch my phone and I'll see you sitting there interviewing, like, Mr. Jones there, Stephen Jones and stuff. And it's cool to know that I can sit and chit chat with somebody that can also sit and chit chat to the people that I would love to chit chat with. So it's pretty cool on our end too, guys. It really
I
is.
appreciate that. And honestly, and I said it before, thanks for calling in, Randy, and call in every day if you can. But we know what you got going on. We're all going to we're pulling for you. And thanks for letting us know. All right.
Yes, and one more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing, real quick. I know that I'm the only captain that's not going to show up there. There might be a surprise, and that's all I'm going to tell you.
Oh my goodness!
That's all I'm going to tell you. There might be a little surprise with that. That's all I'm going to give you.
Hey, I like surprises if they're good ones. You know what I mean? If they're good
I
ones,
hope so.
I like them. Yeah. I appreciate that.
All right, brother.
All right.
Yep, we'll let other people jump on.
All right,
Appreciate it,
thanks,
guys.
Randy.
Love you guys.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much for the call. That's awesome to hear. Love hearing from Randy. You know, I say that about surprises. I mean, like three mornings in a row, I've looked at my phone and there's been a surprise. You know, one of them was, and they're not. You know, some of them are good for the fans, or some of them aren't so good. But for me in my position, they all mean get your ass up and start working. That's what they all mean. It doesn't matter if it's the greatest news ever. You know, I mean, you better start working because your website needs to have this on it, whatever it is. It was, you know, Rob Jones and Jake Ferguson the other day with signing, and Kalen Carson this morning and signing another corner as well. So it's been one thing after another, but it's great to hear from Randy. That's awesome. Let's keep it going here. Angel in Beaumont. Angel, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Nick?
How are you doing?
Nah, man, long time listener, man. It's kind of hard to get through these lines, man. But
is this first time? Is this your first time caller? Have you made it?
Yeah, it's my first time, honestly, getting in. Nice. But I go back way back in the day.
Okay.
Y'all in like the small little studio.
Oh yeah, way back over Valley Ranch. Okay, well, good to hear from you, man. I'm glad you stayed with us.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Gotta have my Cowboys content. So I mean, it must be nice, man, as far as Jerry to say, you know, haven't had to work because, like, I mean, with the lack of, you know, most of us who have to, you know, try to keep our job, we gotta perform, right? And, you know, we stay up on what we have to do to perform, and we work at our craft. So just to have the money to spend it and just build the money, and he does an excellent job as far as the finances are concerned. But as far as like working as a GM and having to perform, that hasn't been what he's been able to do. So he has a real good security on that end. I want to just kind of talk about the Jake Ferguson thing. I was just wondering, like, why wasn't, I mean, we've had all these issues with these contracts, and, you know, if this guy gets hurt, Micah, you know, we only had him for 6 games. Dak, we paid him, and he went and got hurt. But none of that, you know, came to fruition with, you know, Jake Ferguson. And I get it. Jake came to the table, was willing to give them a deal. But I just think that, you know, there's a certain tier level of type of guys when you're talking about your franchise quarterback, when you're talking about guys like CD and Micah, you know, those type of things shouldn't even be questioned. If anything, you know, it's kind of getting allocating that money. It almost makes you nervous to, you know, pay guys like Jake, because you see how penny pinching they are with your superstars. And so it's almost like when they pay Jake, it's kind of like, well, they're just going to use this contract as an excuse as to not give your money, you know, give Tyler Smith a hard time, or heck, even like a Brandon Aubrey a hard time. But I just want to kind of, you know your thoughts on that.
All right. Well, I got thoughts on both of those things that you said. So, that's good. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, Angel. And also, I got so caught up in the call with Randy that I kind of forgot to talk about the backup quarterback and Joe Milton. I do want to make sure and do that. Real quick, though, let's talk about what Angel said. 2 things. The Ferguson deal, first of all, everything's in tiers, like you said. Think of it like the stack of bills that you've got. You know rent's there, or you know the car payment's there. You know that one. You know you got to do that one. But some of the other little ones here, do you pay those first? Do you get those knocked out of the way? Do you know what I mean? Like do you just do it all in one? I mean, maybe that's not the best analogy because, you know, some bills can be tougher for some people than others, and Jerry can definitely do this. Jerry's trying to do this the right way. I just don't think the Ferguson deal gets in the way of anything. I don't think it gets in the way of the Micah thing. I think there's a couple snags there that they're trying to figure out. Now the Tyler Smith snag, I mean, that one at this point could be more on Tyler's end. It could be. You know, there's a price for these all-pro guards. Now, what's happening here with this team? Where's the injuries that we're seeing on offense? Tackle. So what are the options the Cowboys have for tackle? They could go with what they have, or they could always kick out Tyler Smith to tackle. Don't you think that agent knows that? Don't you think the agent knows the last thing that they want to see is a big deal that the Cowboys sign Tyler Smith, lock him up as the highest paid guard or one of the highest paid guards, and then guess what? They move him to tackle. Now he's an underpaid tackle if he goes out there. They know that. They're working on that as well. There's two sides to this. So that's what one of the there's holdups to everything. You know what I mean? So that's part of it. You said something else too about, you know, Jerry said I haven't worked or whatever, and you kind of made it sound like, well, the working class people, you know, that's nice for him to say, we're over here working and we do our job and we get the job done, and he hasn't done that. You know, that's fair if that's the case for everyone. You know what I mean? Whatever your job is. Just so if you want to make that argument, then make sure that you have won Lawyer of the Year. You know, of the nation. You're the top sales agent, you know, in the nation, or you're the best doctor. You've won best doctor in the world, or chiropractor, whatever it is. The best of your craft, because that's what you're saying. I mean, just so everyone's clear, what you're saying is Jerry, you haven't got the job done because you haven't won a Super Bowl in 29 years. You did it 3 times, but you haven't won the Super Bowl in 29 years. You haven't made it to the championship game. And know every other team in the NFC has done it at least once in that time. You haven't done it. You haven't been the best, so therefore you haven't done a good job. So just know that if that's what you're saying and that's your argument, fine. But don't come back and say, well, we do the same thing. If you haven't won an award that says I'm the best at my job in the whole country, the best, you know, whatever that is, the best chef, doesn't matter. Best car salesman, I win all these awards. If you haven't done that, then don't put that same comparison out there, because that's what you're doing. You're blaming Jerry Jones because they haven't been absolute elite, and that is the standard. I get it. He gets it. We all get that, but I just don't like. I don't like when I hear that, like, you know, they've sucked or they haven't done a good job. They haven't been the best in the world in 29 years. And if you've done that in your job, great, and you can maybe have that complaint. But I doubt it that that's the case for everyone. Let me talk about Joe Milton real quick. Answer Randy's question. I don't think he's being asked to take the ball down and run. I think they can see he can run the ball. He can run. There's more to it than that. They want to see him process. They want to see him read the defense, make the right throw at the right time. And he can throw it. Now, is it always accurate? No, he's not. But he needs to play football. I mean, that's what this guy needs. He needs to play football. And let's remember this. And another guy that, you know, I don't want to say anything bad about a guy on his birthday, but, I mean, Dak Prescott has never been like an all-star out here at Oxnard. His rookie year, never. He's never been the best at, you know, out here at training camp. What we've seen is he gets in the game, the lights come on, he's a playmaker. Milton just hadn't played a lot. Boy, there's nobody I want to see more than Jaden Blue and Joe Milton. Those are the 2 guys I can't wait to see in a preseason game. Want to see what they can do. We know he can run. I want to see some of these throws as well and mix it up. Just figure out the right time to do it. You know, Lamar Jackson's great at it, and Josh Allen is great at it. They run, but they also know when to throw it as well. Let's go to one more break really quick, and we'll be right back after this.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's ALTECLANSING.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storylines.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline here, Tuesday, July the 29th. This segment is presented by Yeti. The official licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops concession and on Yeti.com. Hope everybody got the Yetis that were supposed to get them from the All Storyline team. I know many of you received yours. Those are for the guys that called. We got a lot of first-time callers, though. How about another one right here from Ennis, Texas? This is Mike in Ennis, Texas. Mike, what's up?
Hey, man, love your show.
Appreciate it.
Really enjoying it.
Thank you so much.
I want to just kind of float something out there and get your thoughts on it. And I know everybody's kind of tired of hearing about the Micah Parsons contract thing and all that. And it kind of goes back to what your previous caller said about Jerry. And I just kind of want to float this out for people to think about. I think we can all say Jerry and Steven are pretty good with money, or they wouldn't have what they have.
Right.
And and if you're looking at, let's just say it's $180 million contract that they're going to pay him. Okay, they're going to pay Micah $180 million at just a regular kind of simple interest calculation at 8%. Now I know Jerry could probably get 9 or 10 if he asked for it, but this is say for the sake of saying it, 8%, just over the last 8 months. That's he would earn, and Jerry or the Cowboys, the organization, would earn $9.6 million just in interest alone.
Okay. All right.
So hanging on to that contract money for as long as he can before he pays someone is actually earning him a lot more money.
Yeah, I mean,
and
there's parts of it as well.
Yeah, and I just think it's kind of, I don't want to be remiss in saying, well, I'm not happy that they haven't won a Super Bowl in how long, or do I feel that Jerry is not doing a good job? I think that they think on a different level when it comes to money than most of us do, and they're looking at so many different things. I'm just giving a very simple interest calculation there. That's just a spit in the wind. I'm just saying, if we were to know the exact numbers, it's probably in exactly the type of banking or situation that they're talking about. It could be substantially more than that he could be earning over a 7-8 month period before he signs that check over to Micah. So that was just a thought, and it was just my idea that they're trying to keep in-house money.
Yeah.
Before they sign over that amount of money.
I think that's the
individual
answer.
players.
I think that's the answer right there. The interest and all that. I'm not exactly a whiz when it comes to the business class and all that, but we're talking about the salary cap, and because you're talking about the cap and how all this money kind of goes to one side, it's going to get paid the same. Now there is something to the effect of why would we pay them right now when we don't have to pay them. And the biggest example I have of that is the Dak Prescott deal the first time around when Dak was making $2 million and he turned down the $33 million deal, and he played on a $2 million. And even though he ended up getting $40 million, he did not make up that $31 million difference that he played on that season right there. He didn't make up that much of a difference.
Right.
So the Cowboys won that deal. Even though it's like, well, Dak finally got what he wanted. He got 40. He took him another year to do it, and he lost $31 million in 1 year. So he got an extra. He was wanting 35. He got extra 5. Times 4. That's 20. But he didn't get. He lost 31 by not making the deal that time. So that is the example that I think of when it comes to sometimes why the Cowboys wait on the deal. But in this case, Mike is counting 21, and if he did get another deal, he's not going to count 21 on the cap the way they're going to structure it. So, but people forget they're going to have to go do some things, here. But they're done getting like the big deals, I think. I wouldn't think they need a ton of money. They need money to operate, but not a ton to make some splashy deal. I don't know. Maybe get back to me next week and see how many more injuries pop up. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Exactly. Yeah. That dynamic it seems like it's something that's kind of forgotten. Is that the injury dynamic that may happen? Yeah. So anyway, that was just my thought. Great show. I love it, and keep up the good work.
Appreciate
Go Cowboys.
it. Thanks for the call. First-time caller there, Mike in Ennis. And we're going to go with our last caller of the day here. We're going to have to wrap this up because, as Randy said, I actually do have to go do an interview with Stephen Jones. Get to do an interview with Stephen Jones. We'll see what he has to say. But we'll start. Before we do that, we're going to go. We'll wrap up the show with John in Delaware. John, what's up, bud?
Hey, can you hear me, Nick?
I can. What's up, man?
I can barely hear you. I'm going to jump to your mic, but I just wanted to call in and say, Randy, you're on our post, and you got this party, and just get everybody signed and everybody healthy, and let's have a good football season.
All right. Well, what do you got for us, John? I can hear you fine.
I know, but I can't really hear you, so it's kind of like messing with my head. I'm going to try. When are you doing another show?
All right. Thursday. We'll do it on Thursday this week.
I will call back next Thursday. You have a good week.
Okay. All right. John from Delaware. Sorry, man. It's usually the other way around. It's usually hard for us to hear them. But, all right. Well, sorry about that. I'm still counting on my sheet, though, Chris. We got 11 callers. We talked to them. So, anyways, all right. Well, I think we're gonna have to wrap it up. It was an absolute great show. Chris does an excellent job getting these things going. I know if you guys just knew the setup, there's always something out here. He's got wires, rolling in on this tennis court and trying to figure everything out. And he looks kind of perplexed as we speak right now, but he always gets it done. I call him MacGyver because he gets it done all the time. And he's wearing the Cowboys StoryLine shirt. What is up? All right. For Chris Beam, the 11 guys that called in, can't wait to do another show on Thursday, and then the next week we get to do 3. Hopefully we'll have less injuries to talk about, but that's kind of where it stands right now. So, all right. So for Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. We will see you next time on Cowboys Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.